It is Wednesday, November 6th. Nothing exciting happened this week here in America, but you found Quiet Please the Golf podcast. And actually, okay, I'm bullshitting. The reality is the election, the infamous election of all times. But here's what I'm going to tell you, folks. At the golf course today, independents, Republicans, and Democrats all teed it up together, unified in their love of golf. And that is all that matters in our country. And that is all that matters in the game. And I am Alan DePuy. And you have found the Quiet Please podcast. As I indicated, I'm joined, as always, by my panel of independents, Republicans, and Democrats. And I'm not going to tell you which one's which, but it doesn't matter. I got the Boston Bob Baldessari to my bottom right. Hello, Bobby.
Cheers. Welcome.
Welcome. Checking in from Bourbon Country, as always, sir. Good to see you. In the snowy Colorado mountains, Christian Nizamis. Hello, Christian.
What's up, boys?
No longer the prettiest podcaster, just a handsome Gen Zer. And as always, ever dependable, Mr. Andy Hydorn. Hello, Andy.
Gentlemen, I haven't been so dependable the last couple weeks, but I think my long tours of travel are settling down now.
So, hey, as I said from the onset to all three of you, that's it. That's all we're talking about with the election, because we're one country, we're one podcast, we're one group of people, and we're one people that love the game of golf. And you know what? It all needs to stop, because quite honestly, I can't take any more text messages.
I know, right?
I just can't take any more, Andy.
Like,
Well, I thought we were going to do the election of is it better to hit it longer or hit it or have a better putter? But we're going to elect it to, along those lines.
We could definitely have that conversation. Absolutely, Bobby. There's no doubt about that. But you know what I want to hear? Because you sent me a text message. One of the text messages I actually wanted to get, right? And it didn't come from a 4-digit number or 5-digit 80723. Please donate just $47. Bobby, you had the coolest run in, and it's right into our first topic of the week. TGL Golf League getting ready to kick off in a couple months, and you're randomly kicking back and finish the story.
Yeah, well, I was down in West Palm Beach for the Doubles Golf National Championship. We'll give a plug to Doubles Golf in a second here, but that was at the Bears Club. Jack Nicklaus is involved in what we're doing with the Doubles Golf, team golf, league golf around the country. And so I'm at the hotel in West Palm Beach off of PJ Boulevard with my son, Robert. We're at the bar having dinner. Guy walks up, looks at Robert and myself. No, I guess no, it makes sense. He goes, "You guys play golf." Yeah, I got PGA stuff all over me.
hard to spell.
No, not at all.
And he says, "Oh, yeah, I kind of doing golf stuff too." I said, "Oh, what do you do?" And he says, "I'm with that new TGL league." And I said, "Oh, what do you do there?" And he's on the media side. So he proceeds for the next half hour to tell Robert and I about the inner workings, what he sees, how this whole thing's going to work. He's not a golfer, but he thinks it's kind of cool. He's got a job with this TGL, and it's just pretty interesting. He goes, the sophistication of the technology is pretty much blowing his mind. He said the putting green, the putting, what did he call it? It's like the station. It's one of the new tech. I think I know which company it is from the PGA show from a few years ago. And you can press a button, and you've got all these iterations of.
Is that the one where the greens move?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's basically that. So every single putt conceivably could have a different slope, different angle, different everything. So the guy said they've been working on it for months on the technology side. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see it. He said people have been poking in, and the building was a mile from the hotel we were at. He said they had to rebuild it, as we know that top went out. So that was pretty interesting conversation.
Christian, the fact that the guy doesn't play golf,
Doesn't play golf.
Amazing to you or not?
It is amazing to me. Very much is amazing to me.
Well, if I can, I don't know if I'll see him again.
Keep going. Go, continue, Bobby.
Well, it was interesting. He immigrated from Cuba as a kid in the 1960s. So he had this other really interesting conversation on the socioeconomics of America, Cuba. He hasn't been back. The whole thing that part was really, really fascinating to me. I'm very good friends with some gentlemen and different people that emigrated from Cuba and their perception on perspective on America versus Cuba and everything. It's genuinely interesting to meet somebody like that. So, but the golf thing was cool too.
Andy, thoughts?
Look, I'm super interested in TGL. I think it's everything that live could be, but isn't. You know, it's the entertainment factor. It's almost going to be like a Monday Night Football thing where they're playing starting January 14th. They're playing one match a week. Sometimes they'll play two matches only on Tuesdays. And it's gonna be really interesting. I mean, I also feel like it depends upon how cool the technology is to how successful they'll be. I think conceptually it's caught my interest, certainly way more than like a live would, because live is still trying to be, regular tournament golf. These guys aren't trying to be that. They're just trying to be entertainment. And I think it's going to be certainly interesting to see.
We mentioned it last week. When the one time that you were not the ever present Andy Hydorn, and I think it goes the way of the Thanksgiving Skins game. I think it's going to be cool right out of the gate, but what's the shelf life? Christian, what say you?
I guess it's like I mentioned last. I think it's going to be too early. It's going to have to. Too early to tell. I think it's a cool concept. I think it's really interesting and unique, and I think they can take it in a lot of different ways. But it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out, personally.
So, Bobby, what did he say as far as like? I mean, the media rollout. I mean, we all read it because we're in the business, but we get tidbits, I should say. We're only 8 weeks out from this thing, and I'm not seeing a lot of media. Is this guy doing his job?
Well, he's not the top guy, and he didn't show me the strategic planning deck. But
okay,
I will tell you that I asked him. I said, "So where does this go from here? Just stay in West Palm Beach? Where would it be growing? Where's the next iteration?" And he goes, "Well, we're looking at Atlanta." So there's a little bit of a tidbit insider.
Andy, why Atlanta? What do you think?
I'd just be the sort of South demographic, or maybe, I don't know. That's a good. I figured, well, that could make some sense. I'm not going to go to California.
I would say maybe like Texas, where other tour players are. I mean,
well, I think it's got to be like where the tour is generally going to be close, right? So Florida makes sense because it's the home, but
yeah, maybe like accessibility in and out of
the airport.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. All right.
Could be. There you go.
So general takeaway from the conversation, Bobby.
It sounds more interesting than I thought. The technology, from what I learned, it sounds like it could be, to Andy's point, very remarkable. The innovation in that regard.
Right.
So it's kind of wait to see how it all plays out. Is there a pace of play to it to keep people engaged, or I'm curious about that. Like, is it NBA 24-second clock kind of thing, or is it going to be Major League Baseball style, or is it everybody mic'd? Do you hear behind the scenes? Like, I don't know.
I mean, are there actually even fans in the bubble?
I think there are. Yeah, I forget how many he said can get in there, but there are. Yeah, there's stands. You call
them. Interesting. Yeah, I'll tune in. I'll give it.
I think we need a Quiet Please team franchise right here.
Yes. So Alan, to your point.
Yes.
Who wouldn't turn in? It's once a week. It's Tuesday night from 7 to 9, whatever it is. But it's like it makes it easy for people to tune in, to be there, to be interested. And I just think they're approaching it the right way.
I think they're approaching it extremely intelligently, because you're not competing with Monday Night Football. You get the day off from the Monday pro-ams or whatever after for the events. Wednesday, the guys are getting ready to focused on the upcoming week if they happen to be playing that week. Tuesday just is a perfect fall in. I mean, the real question is will Christian be betting on it?
No, no. I'm not that much of a
Can I bet that answer is incorrect?
no, absolutely not. All right. I stick to only 3 sports and that's it. So and golf is shockingly not one of them.
You're a disciplined gambler.
Unique golf is not one of them.
I plead the fifth.
So they speaking. What a segue! Oh my God, what an easy one to set. This is like a layup. If you're talking about gambling, you got to probably talk about Las Vegas. And if you're talking about Las Vegas, you probably ought to talk about a golf tournament. No?
Oh yeah. If you'll all just let me set this scenario.
Is this like the don't be that guy on steroids?
Yes, this is a don't be that guy on steroids.
Okay.
And then some.
The alleged individual.
Yeah, so let me set the details up here. So New England PGA has a pro-am in Vegas every year. It's a pro in 4 amateurs. So needless to say, there is no competitor in the same group as anybody else. So everybody's responsible to police themselves by the rules and be honest golfers that this game is supposed to have us all be and play the game with integrity and by the rules and all those things that we heard. So anyway, that being said, we played last Monday in a 50-mile-an-hour wind. When I say 50, it was 50 gusting to 65. It was the craziest thing I've ever played in. And it was at Dragon Ridge. And it's really tough. The format of the tournament was one best ball gross, one best ball net. So we get in, we turn our scorecard in. We were 6 under. The low score was 10 under. Not many below 5 under. So anyway, 30 minutes after the shotgun gets in, this team comes in and posts a 16 under. And then the pros do a point quota thing. The pro posts a 41 points, which means he shot 71 in a 50-mile-an-hour windstorm at Dragon Ridge. So everybody's eyebrows are raised. And we start looking. I even started talking to them as a group when they came in. So long story short, they ended up doing the same thing the next day. They waited 30 minutes to post their score. At the end of 2 rounds, they were minus 31. Second place team was minus 16. Third place team was minus 16. Everybody was grouped together there, but these guys were double in the field. So we started looking into who are these people. We happen to be paired in the group right behind them, so we got to watch them play the second round, and everybody's antennas were up. So anyway, we're watching these guys. We start digging into the golf pro, who calls himself the Purple Golf Pro, and he's a golf pro at an indoor golf facility in Massachusetts, and we start looking at their website. Like, he's promoting winning pro-ams on his website as a way to say how great their business is to work on your game indoors, blah, blah, blah. Started looking at some of his Instagram, the way he swings the club. And I'm telling you, it's one of those things where you don't know it's true, but you know it's true. That these guys cheated their ass off. They cheated their ass off. This guy couldn't break 80 on a tough golf course in a moderate wind, much less shoot 71 with 5 birdies and 50-mile-an-hour winds. So it's tough because all the New England PGA pros are there. They can't call them out on it. It's ethically not proper for them to do. The PGA staff guys couldn't do anything because nobody really caught him cheating. So it's left to people just to look at these guys and watch them take all the money. There's parimutuel money, there's pro point quota day money, there's team day money. These guys walked away with thousands of dollars of everybody's money cheating, and it's just ridiculous.
I think that's a big problem in events like that, because we've all been a part of it in one way or another, where you're playing in a scramble tournament and you see like this team come in at like a 55 or 56
or 46.
Right? I've been a part of a team that shot 55 before, and like genuinely like it was 55, right? And it was one of those scramble events where you had to have a lady on your team. And we had the advantage of basically having a semi-pro on our team, and she was playing the up tees, obviously, and par fours turned into basically par threes because she was amazing. But we really got criticized for that. There's at the very end of the day, there's no need for it. There's like there's no room for that in golf, period. Right? Golf, like you mentioned earlier, Andy, it's like a game of honor. It's a game of like, you are a gentleman, you are a lady, you're playing this amazing sport. There is no need for that. I've called my fair share of people out in college that cheated.
Yeah.
I just don't want to tolerate it, period.
Here's my take, right? Like every one of us, and if Brendan were on here, he'd be included. We've all been socialized in this game, meaning that we know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, right? So we've been golf socialized. Here comes a guy who, through the membership aspirations of the PGA, they're letting people in from outside of the game. So this guy all of a sudden opens up an indoor golf facility, fancies himself a teacher. He hasn't been socialized in the game of golf. So he thinks it's all okay what he's doing. And to your point, Christian, people are going out 55s. No one turns in 55s and scrambles anymore. They're turning in 46s, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all just a bunch of bullshit. And like to guys like this, there's really not much difference between what happens in those scrambles and what these guys are doing in a pro-am.
At the end of the day, like when these people are winning these, pro-am tournaments or winning these scramble events, do they feel better about themselves going to bed at night? Like knowing that like they cheated to shoot a 48, 50, 52, the gentleman that you're talking about, did he feel better going to sleep at night, winning a little trophy that says, longest drive contest or whatever the topic is? Like, I just want to ask him that. Like, I don't feel
the mesmerizing one to me is, this one sounds like there's obviously much more stakes involved. It's the ones that are for a charity event, for God's sakes. What are they winning? $100 gift card? They maybe are making their money back. What's the objective there?
It happens across the country, and it is the outing nonprofits. It's all these amateur events. I've seen it happen. I had it happen at our club last year. It was almost physically a fight. It happens across the country. One year in Ocean City, Maryland, at my club, there was a major Maryland State Police and Fire convention. We had the state police and fire groups out, golfers at my club. At the end of the tournament, at the scoreboard, I'm standing between dozens of police and fire guys, and they're calling each other cheaters. And one guy, and they were like going at it, and they are ready to come to blows. And I jump in the middle and go, "Hey, what do we got to do? Call the police here?" And then push me out of the way.
And then call the paramedics.
Yeah, right. Then I had to call paramedics. But I've seen it. Oh my God! Just I guess maybe on the admin side, Alan, you've worked the course that it's on that side. It rears its ugly head sectionally, PGA sections at times. I'm aware of that. Even decades ago, my dad would tell me some stories of New England PGA. It's rare, but
I'll tell you. Just it's one of those. I look back and I'm like, man, should I? But yes, I have responsibility for the integrity of the game. U.S. Open qualifier, Montgomery Country Club, Laytonsville, Maryland. I'm in a group threesome. halfway through the round, I already shot a billion, right? I got the letter. Anybody ever got the letter from the USGA?
You know what he's talking
You
about.
know what
He
I'm
was saying he
talking
got the
about,
letter.
right? I got the letter. The guy in the group, like our fellow competitor, says to me, he goes, "Watch how he's marking the ball." And he's doing the old side mark, move ahead, side mark, move ahead, right? And he's using a big old poker chip or something like that. I can't remember at this point. We actually mentioned it to him twice. Continued to do it. Got to the end of the round. I refused to sign his scorecard. I'm
Really?
like, and by the way, he would have made the playoff at the local qualifier. He didn't need to do it. He was a stick. So it happens at all levels.
Yeah, except I feel like there's a handful of dirty, rotten scoundrel golf pros like that, right?
Oh
Who are
yeah.
willing to do that. But this guy, I put this guy in a different category. Almost like, oh shucks, we're out here having fun. And I approached the whole group. I'm like, what happened to you guys out there? Like you guys, oh, we were just having so much fun. The day it was blowing 50. We were having so much fun out there. No, you weren't. I mean, like they just don't have any idea of how unbelievable, literally, what they did was. And they're sitting there smiling at everybody. But to your point, Alan, like guys like that you played with in there, I mean, there's always going to be guys like that you'll catch. They're just dishonest people, right?
Right.
It's
So
just
my question to you, my friend, is this. Did you put the agent of change? Did you tip him off?
yeah.
Yep, Strickler.
Mr. Yip Strickle. I had a conversation with him, and he's actually working on because the handicaps of here's the other thing. So to get that score of 1,650 plus mile an hour winds, his 19, 17, 12, and 10 handicap partners need to be able to be making some gross birdies for that to happen.
Where's Lou Stagner on this one?
Yeah. Yeah. Lou Stagner is strongly in the camp of the impossible.
Lou Stagner and Hip Strickler on a tag team. That's like a unity party.
I do have Yip.
One moment.
Yip is looking into the 4 amateurs for me. I'm gonna light this guy up on social media. I'm not letting this go. I'm not letting it go.
Yeah.
You can't literally because if you
I've
don't,
already started. I did a one of those TikTok videos where I put his swing up where he looks like a chop 18 handicap, and I put the guess my handicap, video up.
Yeah.
They do on TikTok as part one, and I'm gonna follow it up with some other stuff when I hear back from Yip. I'm gonna blow this up. I just nobody else can.
Yeah.
Like I said before, ethically they can't do it. The officials can't do it. The fellow New England PGA members can't do it. But guess what? I can. And I don't care if people think what I'm doing is wrong. I've had a couple people tell me that they think it's wrong what I'm doing, but I don't think it's wrong, and I don't really.
why do they think it's wrong? Because you're calling somebody out for cheating?
Because
Allegedly.
I don't really have the proof.
It's like that. Was it John Paul, somebody, the Supreme Court justice, that said, I know it's porn when I see it.
Yeah.
And so I would be disheartened if a fellow New England PGA pro doesn't pull this guy aside and have a one-on-one with him. And if there's no concrete evidence, but we know, and you know in your heart, then somebody needs to talk to this guy. That has to happen. Maybe with the code of ethics, you can't call him out publicly per se, but if I was in that field and I know what's going on, and Andy Hydorn comes up and says, listen, here's the deal. I'm pulling that guy aside and go, dude, we're watching you. You do this again, we're bringing you up big time. Seriously.
The last
Bobby, I
day,
mean, Bobby, you've done enough rules. I did rules when I worked for the section. I mean, you and I both know you hang out on certain holes,
Yeah.
you watch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that that should happen, sounds like.
so
It better.
the last day, it was at Cascada up in the mountains. Awesome golf course. But they make you have a four caddy. And it was by far the easiest day. It was the wind was blowing nothing. And these guys posted 4 under, best ball, one gross, one net. 4 under. So they go 16 and 50-mile-an-hour winds, 15 at one of the coolest golf courses I've ever played in Vegas, which I'll get to later. And then 4 at the last course. So, the 4 caddy was enough to have those guys cheat less. So that they were making the attempt to not be found out.
Yeah. Yeah, without question. All right. Well, report back to us when Yip or maybe we need to bring the Yipster back on to discuss the matter at length.
Yes, Purple Golf Pro, you're on notice. I'm coming after you.
Hey, maybe the guy was on nicotine because there's a lot of PGA Tour players now taking the nicotine pouches and it's supposedly helping their game. Maybe. I don't know,
What'd you do there, Bob?
I just
What a
I pulled
segue.
I pulled in AD.
Did you just I didn't even need to do anything. I just sat back on that one.
Co-pilot. You're co-pilot.
I'll just
Autopilot.
relax. Would you like to tell us about this theory?
Well, I've never done it myself, and I know some mornings I've had too much coffee and caffeine was crazy with me on the golf course. But yeah, there's some, every now and then there's something about this that I don't know. I guess this is player enhancing. Is it a substance? It is technically a drug, I think, nicotine.
So wait a
right?
minute. Have we gone to beta blockers and now we're coming back to nicotine? Is that
Could
that
be.
why Charlie Hall's ripping cigs while walking down the fairway?
Right. It was, I read the article this week, and there's always got to write about something. So
I wish I could grab that other picture, but I can't of Hogan and Palmer smoking at Augusta on my wall. Now we know they weren't good golfers. It was the nicotine the entire time.
Jules Alexander took that picture, by the way.
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
great photo.
I have a lot of Jules Alexander's photos in here. I can attest. I can't speak intelligently on nicotine, but I can attest that Christian with a hangover is pretty impressive.
Hey, I'll show up to any golf course. I don't need to warm up anymore. I will even take a cheater's driver out of his bag and go and pipe it 240 down the middle of the fairway.
So you used my
wait,
driver,
I'm sorry,
and
that's
I'm not
Alan's.
a cheater.
Right, I'm sorry, that's Alan's.
And my driver doesn't go 240.
Well, it goes 240 if it's like at the Sahara Desert outside where it's just completely dry and you get 40, 50 yards of roll.
Well, there's an interesting question. Which is more advantageous, that driver, Andy, or a flat stick?
Well, statistics would tell you that on the PGA Tour, the difference between the best driver and the worst driver is 5 strokes gained. The distance between the best putter and the worst putter is 1. So at a 5-to-1 clip, driving is way more important to your ability to score.
Bobby,
Lose stagnant.
I think for third caliber golfer, no doubt. And I think you've got some momentum when you're driving it great. You just feel like everything's clicking. And yeah, I mean, it's, back in the old days, it was keep it in play because it was a game of shot making. And then the grooves changed, the balls changed, the physical fitness changed, everything's changed. And then it became this bomb it down there and you got to wedge in. And it's like a Major League Baseball that the statistics, the analytics is, I'd rather have a guy hit so many home runs and he'll strike out 100 times, but that home run could be a 3-run homer, more home runs versus hitting singles and doubles.
So we were talking before we hit record about I need to go to this first. This is gonna be a shameless plug. I gotta tell everybody the backstory. So I Googled something looking for an article, and I find this thing that says for everybody at home, 5 unique ways to gain club head speed, in parentheses, all from the comfort of your home. I'm like, well, that's me, because I don't like to move. I'm a slug. And then I'm like, well, maybe that's what I need to do. And I started scrolling. It's like, oh, by Brendan Elliott, PGA golf professional.
That's our boy Brendan.
It's our boy. Golf Magazine, folks, right there. Golf Magazine, our boy BE's article, one of his latest articles. But there's a trend right now. Tour players are heading to Texas. What were you talking about that, Mr. Hydorn? Because you have your fingers on the pulse of the teaching world.
Well, there's a Dr. Kwan who is in I want to say he's in Austin, but a real biomechanist that all of the insiders are seeking him out and going to see him because he really tries to get people to understand where their body's moving, the efficiencies, and all those things that his research has kind of uncovered. And it's got a lot of people running to see him, trying to get some more speed.
Christian, are you looking for more club head speed?
Absolutely. Why not? Nah. If there's anything that I'm looking for in my golf game, it's working on a flat stick. I got the speed. I can still pipe it out there for my height. But it's all about, for me, right? It's all about the short game. The flat stick.
How many putters do you actually own?
One. Shocking. I know. But I will say, though, I do buy one putter a year because I give a putter like a couple months, and then I'm that guy that goes right over to Golf Galaxy, trades it in to buy a new one.
Dude, the last time you were at my property, you were like, you're in scurrying around my office. I like this blade. I like this thing. I like this one.
Yeah, I decided that blades are not for me anymore, and it's just mallets. I'm a mallet guy through and through.
So we're gonna get you in a lab.
I know I need it.
DF3 or Mez lab
Trust
putter.
me, whenever it happens and we are all together and I can finally play in front of you guys, first off, when Andy and I have a match, he's giving me strokes. And that's not that is I will cheat to win against him.
Andy's never gotten the letter.
We're partners, Christian. We're taking on all comers.
Bobby, what flat stick are you using right now?
I got the Mez.
All right.
I got the Lab Golf Mez. Been using it for a few years. Billy Presley gave me a little mini fitting, and I'm seeing more and more. Like seriously, more and more down at the Doubles Golf National Championship. I saw a few guys using it. One guy said he went out to a superstore, bought it, and honest to God, because I was texting Bill. I'm taking photos of people with the putter, and they're saying, I can get it online so much better. For a plug for Bill, we've had him on the show. We're going to have him back. Could be next week. He's off the road he's been doing some traveling. So we want to get him back on here and talk about things. But people just talk about, I can just less stress. The ball stays online. It's just a joy to putt with. The more and more the tour players using it, so it's good.
I saw a new model. Maybe it's not new, but the first time I've seen it, it's a mallet lab putter.
Right. Yep.
Like a rounded mallet. Yeah. Not that big ampersand looking thing, but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. One guy said to me, he had some pretty good some feedback. So I kept texting it to Bill. He's like, this is great, thank you. And but you're seeing more and more of them out there. It's a great putter. Christian, you got to give it a try.
Don't tell me with a good time, because I would.
Okay.
I'm already signed up.
Bobby, what's the story with this doubles golf?
So the gentleman that, going back to 2011 when I first went to PGA headquarters and we were starting PGA Junior League, the gentleman that was behind the Junior League, that whole creation, he has created this doubles golf. It's a league format. It's basically two-person scramble is what it comes down to. but the USGA has adopted it for better shot. They call it better shot. So now is falling into a format with the USGA. Jack Nicklaus is behind it, involved in it, hosting it at the Bears Club. Like, it's a big, big deal to Jack. Not trying to be goofy here, but I've had lunch with him last couple of years down there because I've been part of this doubles golf thing. I know. But Jack sat there, and I said to him, Tuesday, yesterday, I said, I remember having lunch with you last year, Jack, and you said, "Hey, Bob, I'm not buying green bananas anymore. We got to get doubles golf going. People will forget about me and my records, but if I can get tens and hundreds of thousands of more people playing golf and playing more often, that's my legacy." And that's what he told me sitting at this table. And it's powerful when you hear Jack say that. So the idea of doubles golf, you can have an Andy Hydorn and a Christian playing. Yep, unbelievable players. You have me and Alan, and it's a level playing field to many degree because you've got the scramble thing going.
Explain the format again.
It's basically two-person scramble. There's some nuances certainly within it, but what you try to do as a PGA pro at your club is get there's a men's, there's a senior, there's a mixed, there's adult child, there's different divisions and ladies, and it rolls up to a national championship. Jack's been hosting it at the Bears Club, and you can have these 6-week leagues, and then they roll into more 6-week leagues, and then you do a regional qualifier, and the winning teams go on to the national championship. The beauty of this is you got adults doing things, adults putting stuff together. I just put the league together, and everybody joins in. It has a lot of fun. You make your own matches. It's 9 holes, player friendly, speed of play friendly. Do it at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday night friendly. And it's different than junior league with kids, and that's a lot of heavy lifting there. So I've been trying to help PGA pros get this going around the country. It's an active retention, which is my big thing in golf with Reimagine Golf, retention. It gets people playing golf. It gets people that have physical disabilities or haven't played much or health issues, and they play with somebody else. And it's the idea of, the better player is going to hit a few more shots, but that person that doesn't play much because of all kinds of issues can make a few putts for par, makes a birdie putt, maybe a particular drive they use. So they feel like they're helping. And especially the mixed, it's great to see not even a husband and wife out there, but just a guy and a lady. I mean, they're out there playing. There's a senior division. I thought that was really strong because now I got at our Woodford Club, we got more and more of the seniors out there playing, and they don't want to play 18 holes. They don't want to play individual stroke play. The LPGA Legends event we host, we've coined the doubles golf. That's the format they're playing. So I think it's resonating with a lot of people. This comes down to it's a lot more fun. You have 6-week matches. You're getting a point per hole. So you're not, if I'm playing Andy in a doubles golf match, me and my partner, it's not like if we lost the first 5 holes, it's 5 and 4, we're closed out. We could win the next 4. So Andy gets 5 points, we get 4. So if anybody has any, want more information, doublesgolf.com. We're getting things going earlier this year. But this is Jack's deal. I'm telling you right now.
And to use your example, if it's on a Tuesday night, you can stay in the clubhouse after, have a few brews, and watch TGL.
There you go. It's a beautiful thing.
Just saying. Just throwing it out there. So, new leagues, new opportunities, leads the segue then, Andy, to a live report by way of Rory McIlroy. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, Rory
McIlroy. I want to know. I want to set the stage. Rory McIlroy's Donald Trump's election could clear the way for a PGA live merger.
There you have it. There's the live report in a nutshell. But I thought it was interesting that Rory was the first person that I saw that really commented on the election. And he's looking at it as an opportunity to get things moving toward a resolution between the PGA Tour and Live. So I don't know if there's any, kind of tread to that theory, but if there is, awesome. Let's see it happen. I think going into the start of another season without a deal put together, I think is just going to be having a lot of people being awful tired of thinking and talking about this.
Christian, what say you?
I'm not really surprised that Rory already said something because Rory thinks that he's like the face of the PGA and like he did this when Liv first came out. So that didn't really surprise me that he released a statement, but you know, it was only a matter of time before Liv and PGA merged. It's just it was just kind of a waiting game at this point. So those are my thoughts, short and sweet.
Okay. What we got here? Bobby? I lost my notes. Hang on a second. Another shocker.
Yeah,
We go back to the team thing.
Rip your notes up by now and put them away.
I usually do.
Then the reimagined, I hate that everybody uses my company name, but the reimagined PGA Tour. I don't know about that. That's just, I need to call Dean Beeman and get his take on that one, but they're going to consolidate, condense. It's almost like they're ebbing back into the old days.
Oh, I know what it was. I know what I was going to talk about. LPGA. LPGA is in Hawaii fighting to keep their cards this week. And there's a lot of players. I'm scrolling the list, obviously, right now. Yeah, there's some notables that are hovering. Wonder what the winds will be like out there, Andy.
Well, I tell you what, I hope they're not anything like I dealt with. I ended up literally having 2 scratch corneas after playing in a like nasty windstorm out there in Vegas. It was pretty bad.
That's crazy.
Hitting the knockdown shot.
Yeah, there were a couple knockdown shots.
Yeah.
I did hit some pretty long drives though.
Like Bryson Long or
Well, put it this way. If the wind were turned the other way and Bryson hit it, and the wind were the other way when I hit it, I could hit it 20 past him.
if it was 50 mile an hour into his face, I bet you Bryson would still hit the ball farther than Allen going downwind.
Ouch, Alan.
True.
Okay.
That's a
Hey, actually, you were gonna say golf course in Vegas.
Oh,
Because we were both on the road. I actually played Union League National. I'm gonna post some pics of that. Union League National, the old Sam Barron's course down in Avalon. Played that this past week. Unbelievable. I mean, just really nice. So, and the word I kept using is simplistic. I mean, mounding. They moved a lot of dirt, but the whole operation is simplistic. Loved it.
and you're at Atkinson up in New Hampshire.
I am going up to Atkinson for the New England golf course owners, and then I'm actually facilitating a conversation. I'm the out in Michigan the first week of December. I'm on the road nearly as much as Christian Nizamis. And then I'm in Orlando.
Maybe
We need to go
End of January.
Yeah, we need to go to Michigan in the summer.
yeah.
I will also be in Florida at the end of January.
Uh-oh.
Andy, give us your travel and golf there report. What was this place like?
So I've been going to this program for a few years. You get to play 3 different courses every year. We played Las Vegas Country Club this time. And Las Vegas Country Club was part of the original Las Vegas Hilton, which was one of the OG hotels there in Vegas. But Las Vegas Country Club was awesome. I mean, it was awesome. It was kind of like tight, really well bunkered, like just really different than anything else that I've played out there. And it was such a good golf course. On one hole, they have an airplane that landed in one of the water hazards, and the airplane's still there. It was an FBI airplane that they were doing some surveillance on a couple mobsters that were playing. And he had to land, emergency land in the water hazard there. And the plane is still there. I mean, like it was if you get a chance, play Las Vegas Country Club.
Who'd you
will-
play with from any PGA?
Say that again?
Who was your pro from the New England PGA?
Paul Parajakis.
Oh, Paul. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Strong team there.
Yeah. I mean, poor Paul had a scratch cornea as well.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, Las Vegas Country Club. Great take. If you get a chance, go play it.
Union League National. If you get an invite, go play it.
Yeah.
Go play the Bears Club. Well,
Yeah.
that's tough.
They only do 380 rounds a day in the summer.
Good God.
5-minute tee times in the morning. They do a 5-minute twosome tee time every 5 minutes. Boom, 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 boom for the first couple hours because people want to get back to the wives on the beach. So cool. Love it. Good times.
Wow.
Christian, 18th green.
I'm gonna keep mine pretty brief, but don't cheat in golf. Don't be that guy. Sorry, Andy. I know that was probably your final thought, but I want to steal your thunder for a little bit here. Don't cheat. Be kind to other. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. That's my final thought. Short and sweet.
Bobby?
I'm going to do a little plug for something we just are debuting called the Kentucky Golf Trail.
Oh, it's come to reality. I love it.
It has come to reality. We are now up and walking. We're not running just yet, but we are up and ready. We have the website kygolftrail.com, and we're growing. And we had a great meeting with the Lieutenant Governor, this great Commonwealth of Kentucky, and I had a chance to talk to the governor about it as well on the go, and we're getting a lot of support. So this is going to be a really good thing for Kentucky. I believe 2 million people come here a year anyways for the Bourbon Trail, 2 million just to do the bourbon. So why not try to combine that with some golf? We got amazing horse farms, got a lot of tourist things over here in Lexington. You got Keeneland, you got Churchill Downs and Louisville. So there's a lot going on in the state, which I don't think people realize the magnitude of the golf, the great golf that's in this state, the unbelievable beauty of the state, the topography, the geography, so many things working well together. So, yeah, we're up and running, and more to come on that.
I'll tell you what, I played one, I don't even know if it's still there, Griffin Gate.
Yeah, yep, still there.
Great track.
Yeah.
Yep, great track. Andy, what you got?
So my golf season just finished up this past weekend, my tournament season, that is. And I had the distinct honor of captaining the South team in the Texas Shootout last weekend. So it's 12 players from the South region play 12 players from the North region. And it was a great event. And, we talk a lot about how much we love the camaraderie and the friendships and all that. And, being able to go up there and spend a couple days with 24 guys who are, really competitive players and have some great, conversations over dinner and drinks. And it was really an honor that I won't soon forget. And again, wrapping up the season this year, I'm looking forward to getting going again sometime in early 2025, but sayonara to Tournament Golf 2024.
And I'm going to wrap it up with a topic I lied. I'm going to bring back politics for 1 second. I want to say thank you for the Donald that he incorporated a golf swing into his little dance he's doing on stage now, shedding light on our industry and play. I do have questions about the shoulder turn. Looked less than 69 degrees. You might want to get on Sportsbox AI. Just saying, I have a better shoulder turn than the Donald, and that's how I'm going to leave it right now. Okay, good night.